Welcome to the Kansans for Life volunteer training video for the Kansans for Life booth at the State Fair. Thank you for volunteering to serve at the Kansans for Life State Fair booth. We appreciate you taking time to help us with this vital educational outreach. In order to make your time spent at the booth a little easier, we've prepared this short video that will walk you through the steps of setting up and closing if you take the first and last shifts of the day. We'll also share with you some tips on how to maximize the effectiveness of your presence at our display. First of all, let's go over some volunteer goals. The main goals as volunteers at our Kansans for Life booth will be to inform the public about Kansans for Life, its purpose and activities. You'll also want to educate the public on pro-life issues. That's our organization's primary purpose. And you'll want to obtain as many names and addresses of other pro-life people as possible. And those are used for newsletters, fundraisers, film showings, political action, and many other things. When you first arrive at the booth for your shift, there will be a volunteer sign-in notebook on the small table at the back of the booth for all volunteers. Please sign in there. There will also be a purple binder on the table for writing down contact information of anyone who asks a question you may not be able to answer, or who would like more information about a certain topic you may not know that much about. You can also record requests for presentations on the constitutional amendment or other pro-life topics. After the fair, a staff member will follow up. Make sure there are plenty of blank petition sheets on all clipboards. You can find them in a manila envelope marked blank petitions on the small table at the back of the booth. When sheets are filled up during your shift, please put them in the manila envelope marked full petitions. For the morning shift, overnight the booth will be covered with drop cloths. Important items such as the jewelry will be hidden underneath the tables. You'll need to uncover everything and place the jewelry, etc. back on the tables. Look at the pictures in the volunteer notebook to make sure the display items are in their correct places on the table. For the evening shift, please remember to cover everything with drop cloths. They're stored in a crate under the tables. Hide jewelry racks, donation boxes, and other valuable items underneath the tables. A member of Hutchinson Kansans for Life will come by each evening to pick up the signed petitions and the donations. Don't hesitate to call us if you run out of something at the booth. You can call the Wichita State Office Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 at 800-928-5433 or 316-687-5433. After hours, leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. For emergencies, call Amy Torkelson at 316-305-5333. Just a gentle reminder that you should arrive for your shift 45 minutes early. You'll want to pick up your admission and food tickets at Gate 9. You can then find convenient parking places near the fairgrounds and make your way to the Meadowlark building where the Kansans for Life Fair booth is located. And now for some general instructions on volunteering at the Kansans for Life State Fair booth. Plan to arrive at the fairgrounds 45 minutes prior to the start of your shift. And please wear either the denim aprons or a KFL t-shirt while you're working in the booth. Since you're representing Kansans for Life, you'll need to maintain a neat appearance, so please no cut-offs or revealing or shabby clothes. If you wear an apron during your shift, remember to leave it in the booth for the next volunteers. Also, please try to stand as much as possible so that you can engage passers-by and keep watch over items on the donations table. Try to keep all the tables neat and uncluttered, and do not bring anything to add to the display unless you get permission from the Kansans for Life State Office. You may bring something to drink during your shift, but please keep it hidden from view, and please don't eat at the booth. Never leave the booth unattended. Stay until someone from the next scheduled shift arrives. In the volunteer sign-in notebook, we have included the phone numbers of all volunteers in case you need to contact someone from before or after your shift. And do not go outside the booth to hand out anything during your shift. Since educating the public is the primary aim of our Kansans for Life booth at the State Fair, knowing how to talk with fairgoers is of utmost importance. So we're including a few tips here for you. Have meaningful and respectful conversations with people. Some are pro-life, some are pro-abortion, some are partially pro-life or undecided. The goal is to fill in the missing information, to offer new or better perspective. Listen closely to identify what materials in the booth may help a person, such as life issues with the elderly, healthy guidance for teens. If you talk to someone who's had an abortion, refer them to the abortion healing packets on the small table in the back of the booth. Also, there's a brochure called Broken Women in the literature rack on the petition table. Take time to familiarize yourself with the brochures we have on the petition table. Topics to avoid. The mission of Kansans for Life is to stop abortion, infanticide, and euthanasia. Please try not to get into conversations about topics that aren't part of our mission, such as the death penalty, birth control, gun control, LGBTQ issues, gay marriage, school financing, Medicaid policies, unless of course they're directly related to abortion funding, and taxes. We want to present a very positive image to the public. If someone gives their anti-life views, give your pro-life viewpoint, calmly and politely. Don't get pulled into an argument and lose your temper. Use brochures, educational packets, and other volunteers to back up your perspective. We are there to educate, not infuriate. Remember too that there's a purple binder on the volunteer table by the sign-in notebook to take down the name and contact information of anyone who asks you a question you can't answer. After the fair, one of our staff members will contact the people to address their inquiry. Here are a few talking points about the work of Kansans for Life and the constitutional amendment. If anyone asks you why the constitutional amendment can't be written to include a ban on all abortion, tell them, we don't have enough votes in the legislature right now to pass an amendment like this, so we're working to protect our current life-saving limits on abortion. Obviously, ending all abortion is our final goal, but this constitutional amendment is the next step toward that goal. At the Kansans for Life State Fair booth, there are 3 display tables. One is the donation table, another the petition table, and the education table. We'll give you some guidelines about how to successfully man each table. Let's start with the petition table. Please make it a top priority during your shift at the KFL booth to get people to sign our constitutional amendment petition. For many people, this is the beginning of pro-life involvement. While you're standing behind the display tables at the KFL booth, reach out to as many people as possible to get them to stop and sign the petition. Ask anyone and everyone to sign. State the purpose of the petition in a way that will get people's attention and disregard appearance. You may be surprised at who will sign and who will not. One volunteer told us, a fairgoer who looked like a biker with long hair and covered in tattoos was asked to sign the petition. He responded, "Oh, I love babies." You never can tell. Here are some hooks you can use to get people to sign the petition. Choose one that you can easily memorize and use it to draw fairgoers to the booth. Would you sign our petition to reverse the ruling of the Kansas Supreme Court that allowed live dismemberment abortions to continue? Would you sign our petition to keep life-saving limits on abortion by amending the state constitution? Would you sign a petition to protect preborn children from activist judges? Would you sign our petition to amend the Kansas Constitution and protect innocent human life? Now let's look at what to do at the donation items table. The volunteers at this table need to keep a close watch out over the items on display to make sure they aren't mistaken for freebies. The only free items at our booth are lifesavers, coloring books, prayer bookmarks, and pro-life literature. There is a sign of suggested donation prices on the back side of the bumper sticker notebook for your reference. Keep in mind that we have to pay for these items plus shipping, so requesting a small donation helps us cover our costs. We want to make sure that passers-by don't just grab handfuls of pencils or balloons or fetal models and walk off. However, if someone stops to sign the petition or to talk with you, feel free to let them have something gratis. We must accept any amount of money that is offered for t-shirts, fetal models, and jewelry, even if it's lower than the suggested donation. If someone wants a t-shirt in a size we don't have, just apologize and explain that we only order a limited number of the most popular sizes as our budget allows. Encourage them instead to get one in another size that we might have under the table. About the small fetal models. We are asking for a 25-cent donation for the small babies in the plastic bags. However, if someone comes up to the booth and looks interested or engages you in conversation or signs the petition, by all means offer them a baby for free. The reason we started asking for money for the babies is because many people just stopped by the booth long enough to grab handfuls of whatever free stuff they could get and then walked away. The bottom line is, if you're going to give away a baby, make sure the person you give it to understands what it's all about and has shown interest in preborn human life. If you put money in one of the donation cans to cover the cost of the babies and then start giving them out to everyone who passes by, that will defeat the purpose of having them at our booth. The babies, along with other items on display, are intended to help educate the public about the humanity of the preborn and why we should fight to protect them. We don't expect you to memorize all of the prices of the donation items, so we've included a list of suggested prices on the back of the bumper sticker notebook. You can see a chart like this. This year, we have some brand new donation boxes at the Kansans for Life State Fair booth. Please keep an eye on the donation boxes at all times. Make sure that someone in the booth is standing at or nearby each one. If people need change, take it from the bank bag in the drop cloths and aprons crate. All donations for items on display should go into the boxes. There are ATM machines near the doors of the Meadowlark building for those who don't have cash or checks. Let's go on to the education table now. The volunteers at this table should be holding the coloring books and looking for children with parents who might want one. When they stop to look at the fetal models or get a coloring book, ask the parents to sign the petition. If a teen looks interested, ask if they would like a Truth for Youth brochure and if they might want resources for a pro-life essay or project at school, and then offer them an educational packet. If you happen to see any elderly folks, either alone or with caregivers, you can ask them if they've heard of euthanasia happening in Kansas, and then offer them an end-of-life packet or a brochure on terminal palliative sedation. Remember that the only freebies at the Kansans for Life State Fair booth are lifesavers, coloring books, and pro-life literature. Of course, the candy is always very popular, but this year we only have one basket, and it's on the education table. If someone walks by and grabs a handful, say, "Please, just take one." The bags of candy are marked with the day of the week in the tubs under the display tables. Please only use the candy in the bag marked with your day on it, and remember that they have to last the entire day. As a rule, there's one bag per day, Monday through Thursday, and 2 bags per day, Friday through Sunday, when there are more fairgoers. We are so grateful that you have scheduled time out of your busy life to volunteer to staff the Kansans for Life booth at the State Fair. We hope that you enjoy your shift. But if you have any questions or problems during your time at the booth, don't hesitate to contact us. You can call the Wichita State Office Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 at 1-800-928-5433 or 316-687-5433. After hours, leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. For emergencies, call Amy Torkelson at 316-305-5333. Thank you.